Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. We're getting really close to 500k and 67% of people that watched in the last couple of weeks are not what? They're not subscribed. Okay, today's video I have a bone to pick, and it is with Daniel Preda. Now, Daniel Preda and I have a very interesting history. So Daniel Preda is someone that I really haven't interacted with much, and I've spoken about at different times, and we've never really had a one-on-one. But a couple weeks ago, Daniel Preda actually followed me on social media, and I never followed Daniel Preda back on social media. Like, I just didn't follow him back. I saw that he followed me, and I was a little bit confused by it because I had a tweet that went viral where I was saying that YouTuber breakup videos are really funny to me because the YouTubers will pose in the thumbnail for the video so that their audience, has a thumbnail to click on, and it's always like a really emotional thumbnail, and it was them like crying, and I was like, it's just crazy to think that like YouTubers will pose crying for a thumbnail so that more people click, but the video is about like a heartbreak or something like that. Now the tweet went viral, and I assume Daniel saw it, and I had made a video reacting to the video and the same phenomenon because the tweet did well. I was like, I want to bring this to YouTube, and he had followed me after that, and I was like, oh, okay, he thought it was funny. I was like, wow, I kind of respect the fact that he was able to take a joke and stuff. And then he went on the Just Trish podcast like weeks later, like weeks later, right? And I go to tweet about the podcast, and I go to look, and he's unfollowed me and blocked me on social media. Like, he blocked me on my main Instagram and also blocked me on my Finsta. Like, on my Finsta, like blocking me on my main, I'm like, all right. On my Finsta, that's personal. Specifically because he followed me not that long before this, and now I'm blocked. Like, what the hell did I do? So in my video where I was talking about him on the Just Trish podcast, and I was talking about them talking about Nikocado Avocado, I had brought this up where like he followed me on social media, and then the next time I go to check, he had blocked me, and I was like, he'd followed me before I did everything on him, so like, why did he block me? Anyways, Daniel Preda comments on my video literally so soon after it was posted. I was like, wow, notifications are on. And he said, let me read you the following. Adam, I hope you're well. If you've ever wanted to talk to me directly in the past or present, my email has and always is open. Motherfucker! What the fuck? You followed me and then chose to block me, but now it's a case of I need to email you if I ever want to talk to you. I ran out of storage on my computer, so 20 minutes later I'm back, and maybe it was good so I could calm down. I just think it's crazy because, yeah, like, email's open, but DMs are now locked. Like, I'm still blocked on social media, and he has the audacity to come into my YouTube video and be like, well, if you ever want to talk to you, you could have emailed me. My email's open. You were the one that started this. You followed me on social media and then randomly blocked me after. I'm like, this is on you. If anything, my emails should be open. You know what I mean? Like, you came into my shit. Like, please. So anyways, I just thought that was really, really, really weird. Really weird. And I am going to LA literally tomorrow, actually, at the time of filming this. And I am really excited. I am filming a bunch of podcasts when I'm out there. I'm talking to like between 10 to 20 creators. I've extended my trip 2 weeks, and I'm talking to a lot of really fun people, and I've booked a studio space, and I'm going to be doing a podcast and stuff. Some really, really, really amazing creators that I'm super excited about. And I was going to reach out to Daniel to be like, do you want to be a part of it? And then I'm like, you know what? I thought he could take a joke. I thought he was chill. I thought all this. And I'm like, wow, you're exactly like this LA, thinking you're so much higher and better. Like, you're coming into my comment section and being like, Adam, if you ever want to talk to me, reach out to me on my email. Motherfucker, you're in my YouTube comment section. Please remember that. You're in my YouTube comment section. Please. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to ask Daniel whether he would have said fuck you or not. I got some really good guests coming up on the podcast, and I was like, yeah, Daniel will be a fun one as well to talk about like him in production and stuff like that, and all Escape the Night. I was like, you know what? Like, you're exactly like what people have accused you of being. So anyways, he can go fuck off. But anyways, what I want to talk about today is I had watched the Nikocado Avocado section. And then obviously whenever I was posting about Daniel Preda, a lot of people were sending me that Dustin Daly had posted a video calling Daniel Preda out because apparently in the Just Trish podcast that I didn't see, because I didn't see the entire thing, they talk about Colleen. Now, I have the clip. Thank you so much to Spill the Tea with Me TikTok page. Love you so much. You're always on that shit. You're always on the ball. I want to watch like a minute clip from Dustin Daly's video, and then I want to get to the clip of the Colleen thing. I want to clarify that I have not seen this yet. I have not seen Dustin's video yet in full. I've only seen this clip. I am going to be going and watching it after this, but I just want to quickly do like a little recap with you with this. But I just think that it's so funny because I tried my best not to give Daniel so much shit for his defending of Colleen, whether that came across or not. And, you know, I made fun of him for the boyfriend breakup video he did with Joey. However, he had followed me right around that time. Don't block me on all my social medias and then come into my YouTube comments acting higher than me when you're not in any way, shape, or form, and be like, if you've ever wanted to speak to me, you can speak to me through my emails. That's just rude. It's rude. It's like flat out rude, and I don't respect you for doing that whatsoever. And a lot of people were agreeing with me that it just felt really weird that you would have the audacity to still have me blocked on social media, come into my comment section and be like, you want to talk to me? You better email me. Weird. Anyways, let's get to this clip first of all from Dustin Daly, and then we're going to get to the clip from Just Trish. Shout out Dustin Daly. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's get to it.
And what he said in this podcast, and the biggest thing, the biggest lie that did.
Wait, not me and Dustin twinning with the pink light. Except Dustin's one looks so much more professional than this. Shout out Dustin.
Preda said straight to Trisha Paytas' face is that he said that he and Colleen were not best friends, that they didn't have any kind of like one-on-one contact, they didn't text, they didn't talk.
The thing is, it's hard for me because I wasn't ever best friends with anyone. I was somebody's boyfriend and I was kind of grouped into it, so I didn't have like.
And you remember that, Daniel, someone's boyfriend.
I didn't have a one-on-one with you. I didn't have a one-on-one with Colleen. I didn't have a one-on-one with Shane. That was a little different because like he made me laugh and like we made each other laugh.
I thought you guys had to have more of a one-on-one.
No, we didn't text like separately.
But you like
or
went
anything.
to lunch.
No.
Once.
I mean, who haven't I gone to lunch with once? You know.
Me.
But like, well,
I remember that. I was like, I've never been invited to lunch.
But that is a completely different story from what Daniel Preda would have you to believe when it benefited him to say that he was besties with Colleen Ballinger when he dragged Gabby Hanna for the whole Escape the Night drama.
I've gone above and beyond, and I have sat there for hours in complete full glam when I knew I was not needed that early and did not get my interviews done, and then had people lie to my agent and say I was refusing to work.
He served in this video.
Now, you guys rescheduled the shoot multiple times, and I have rescheduled my schedule multiple times. I have a conflict. I didn't realize that this was going to be an 8 to 9 hour day. Colleen is saying the same thing. She's freaking out because nobody can understand why this is this long of a day.
I'm going to pause this right here for a sec. She doesn't know that Colleen is one of my best friends, and I was on the phone with her.
Dustin said, what was that, Daniel? What was that?
Colleen knows exactly how this shoot works. She's had multiple shows of her own. She's toured the world.
Not anymore.
She knows exactly what key art shoots entail, and this was not a non-issue for her. She even brought her assistant Corey with her. He was handling things. Her whole family was there. She had her own little green room where she could breastfeed. So I'm not sure where she's thinking that lying using an amazing person like Colleen is gonna get her. I'm very confused here. I also had beautiful Barefoot Dreams robes made for everybody in the cast. They were personalized. Those were like $200 a pop, just as like a little welcome gift to our friends. And right here we have actually some cast robes that I had custom made with the Escape the Night logo right here. This one is Colleen's. Also, Colleen was on set that season with her baby Flynn, which is insane. This was her first working job after she had a baby, and she was super excited to be there. She's a dear friend of both Joey and I's, and she's an extreme professional, and we're so happy to have her on set.
And that never sat right with me ever at all, because he said in this video multiple different times on several different occasions that he was best friends with Colleen, and Gabby Hanna did not know that they were best friends, and he used that as a crutch to an argument against Gabby Hanna and the things that Daniel Preda and what he said in this.
Now, let's get to the actual clip on Just Trish, but really briefly to address this clip from Dustin Daly. Thank you, Dustin, for bringing all this to the forefront and showing those clips. God bless you. I think it's funny because obviously there's the Colleen connotation on he's like lying to Trish's face about his connotation to Colleen because it's convenient for him not to defend her now. But there was a time period whenever he was going out of his way not to address anything that was going on with Colleen because he was her best friend. Who's your friend? You know the Madison Beer video? Who's your friend? Who's your friend? And I think that Dustin makes such a great point here. going on from Colleen, that Daniel Preda used the fact that he was best friends with Colleen to take down Gabby Hanna. That was his argument to take down Gabby Hanna for lying, because his best friend Colleen said the opposite of what Gabby did. Therefore, Gabby's lying. He literally used the fact that he's best friends with Colleen to take down Gabby Hanna, and it worked. It worked. It really, really, really did work, and this is not defending Gabby in any way. It worked. So then to be face-to-face with Trisha and change your opinion and your perspective based on who you're speaking to shows that you are fake. You know what Colleen has done to Trisha. Taking myself out of this, right? Not involving me. Putting this with Trisha. You're sitting face to face, like what Chaperone does. Face to face with I told you so. Trisha Paytas, who's been done so wrong by Colleen. So wrong. Arguably done one of the worst. And you're changing your perspective so that Trisha and her audience like you more. That seems more fake than anything any of us could be accused of. So anyways, let's get to the clip. Thank you so much, Dustin, for that. I really, really, really appreciate you bringing that to the forefront. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. All right. Okay. So now let's get to this clip. Again, thank you. Spill some tea with me. Spill the tea with me. Love you lots. Love you lots. All right. Let's get to it.
What I mean, and I've like pushed myself out of my boundaries more to have friends for Malibu and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good, and as a mom, that's going to continue to shape things. But also, you were hurt recently, you know, and that sucks. But that's not. There are great people out there. You just like, luckily, I feel like you didn't get probably as close as you were going to be.
Yeah.
And it all like the universe like started it and ended it, taught you a lesson, move on.
Yeah, that was wild. I think that's the thing. I think that is the thing, right? It's like friendships I thought I had for so long, like Shane, right? Like later on, people are like, Shane talked to you, Shane, and like stuff that only Shane would know. And for so long, it's like he would never, because I personally never, like I thought Shane was the one person I was like, you know what, we're never talking to each other, like we're so close. So then when I found out all this stuff later that he would, you know, stuff again that only he would know, I was like, this sucks, you know, like calling me like a sociopath and all these like crazy things. And I was like, that's wild, because as much as like Shane had his issues, like I never would like talk about them to anybody else. So I really thought
that just shows who you are as a person, and it only reflects on that person. And that's like a darkness and unhappiness and highly insecure person.
Yeah.
Who always needs to only talk about others and never like be able to be open about themselves and what they're going through. Because a friendship is like, you
put Daniel Preda in front of someone else and you'll completely change his opinion on this.
Stuff off each other. You're not always going to be perfect, but you're there for each other. Like that sucks.
Which is, again, then with the Colleen stuff, I think that also shocked me, because I was like, okay, this is someone who we have no history. There's no reason. Like, again, the mom connection, right? You're like, oh, our kids got together. They're around the same age. Like, it's perfect. And then to find out, like, this person who I wasn't even close with, right? Just, like, sending my nudes to people and talking, like, I mean, I was just like, this is what, like, all the while inviting me over to her house and stuff like that. So that's why I really didn't like talk to anyone for a while or trust anyone, because I was just like, okay, like this is someone who I thought was like so unproblematic and like whatever, and then it ended up being like so nasty to me for like what? Like why?
Respectful. Were those all things that happened recently, or was this like kind of like a couple years ago?
Couple years ago. So it was around 2021. It was definitely after she gave birth. Yeah,
okay.
It was like a month after
that.
she gave birth to her first son. Was at least the ones I saw, the text messages that I saw. So I was just like, damn, you just gave birth and you're like couldn't imagine. Like I gave birth 2 years ago. I gave birth 3 months ago, and I'm like, I couldn't even imagine like downloading someone's nudes and sending them to like my little like fan. Like that's so weird. It's so odd, and that's why I was like, this is, and it was so scary and so violent. I'm just like, oh my god, maybe everyone's weird. So I shut off everyone basically, because at that time everyone did reach out, and I was like, I'm just shutting off everybody. Yeah, and I still am very I'm very
you're guarded for sure. But it's hard with people who are in the industry, I guess, and have been in the industry and successful for a long time.
But it's also like, why? Like that kind of thing, you're just like, but what was the point? Like what was the point?
Again, that's like as we've seen, it's a darkness, and like I think like life will guide you to the right people, and that was a lesson for you to learn again.
Anyways,
and life guides you to the right person, Daniel, when you want a little bit of clout, right? Convenient that life will lead you in the way of whoever's popular at the time, right, Daniel?
Tangent, and Jimmy can also clean that up, because I was like, that just went like full on. I guess because like we know so many of the same people.
That was like an Oprah moment.
I was just like, wait, why? I get like sometimes when I start, like I let things go for sure. I forget things too. Sometimes I'll be like not forget things. I let things go, and then I like don't think of them as bad as they were, right? Like I can be like, I miss Shane, but then when I think about it, I'm like, oh, like actually.
Girl, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's hard for me because I wasn't ever best friends with anyone. I was somebody's boyfriend, and I was kind of grouped into it, so I didn't.
So now he's hiding behind the only being Joey Graceffa's boyfriend when he tries so hard to let us know he's so much more than that, which I do believe he is. I do believe he is. All jokes aside, I do believe he's so much more than that. I would never say that about anyone and be serious. I think all jokes aside, you know, he is so much more than that. But to then change your tone and put all the blame on Joey Graceffa, that, you know, he was friends with all of them. Bitch, we got you in 4K. Like, you loved these people. You hung out with these people. You were friends with these people. And to use that as your way out of this is lame and cowardly. And I hope Trisha doesn't trust these people.
Like my own one-on-one, even with you. I didn't have a one-on-one with you. I didn't have a one-on-one with Colleen. I didn't have a one-on-one with Shane.
Just lies. That is literally lies. That is lies.
Because, like, he made me laugh and, like, we made each other laugh.
I thought you guys had to have more of a one-on-one.
No, we didn't text, like, separately.
But you, like, went to lunch.
No.
I'm so glad Trisha's pushing back on this because Daniel is flat out just fucking lying right now. Like, he's literally just lying.
Once. I mean, who haven't I gone to lunch?
And Trisha's like, okay, at least once. And he goes, yeah, but who haven't I gone? Then you've just proved her point. I'm so glad she did a little bit of pushback there. Where she's not going to go too hard because she doesn't want to make it awkward. But, like, he's just flat out lying to her right now.
With once, you know?
Me.
But, like, well,
I remember that. I was like, I've never been invited to lunch by Dan. Sanity, because I remember confronting her and being like, did you ever send this? And she goes, no, he was obsessed with you. He would send me pictures. So then when I saw, like, her friend that's not even public, like, holding my OF near his face, I was like, you've been caught, girl. Like, it was his face next to my OF, and I was like, and she's like, yeah, I was like a coward. I should have told you. And I was like, but you lied. Like, you went a step further and blamed this kid that was 20 years old at the time and said that he was being inappropriate. I'm like, insane. It was actually insane. I feel like, anyways. But I think it's also, like, when people start defending those people, then it becomes, like, a whole other thing, right? Where it's like, oh, it's all lies. Like, Todrick defended her and JoJo and...
You defend the people who ride or die for you and have been in... Who are... You need to stand up for the truth no matter what.
Yeah,
like if you love somebody, you can still love them and call them out, and even if it's like done in private, you don't need to publicly.
Says Daniel Preda, who was best friends with Colleen, but is now saying we really never even had a one-on-one. But yeah, call out the people you love, right, Daniel?
Defend them.
Yeah.
There have been many times where I've given advice where I'm like a solid person who's not necessarily involved whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I love that about myself. I can be like a rock to people.
Yeah.
Even behind the scenes. But like, I'm
tell
not going to lie and publicly defend somebody.
No, I
over
agree.
their actions. That's crazy.
Even now with this, and I think Wendy Williams always gave the best quote about it too. She's like, you know, she can't be friends with celebrities, right? Because she talks about them, so you can't. So I feel like that with influencers too. There's people that I'm friendly with, but like, you know, if someone does some effed up shit, you kind of have to say it, right? You have to say it because it's like truthful. It's, you know, you don't want to be inauthentic to your viewers,
right?
But at the same time, I've always appreciated when like people called me out, because even if I didn't mean something, right, with the trans video, right, at the time what I was trying to say was like not what was being out there, but just hearing how people are like, the way you said it, it's like the honesty is like what you need. Otherwise, I just thought, well, this is not what I meant. People know that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
But I think when you hear people like tell you the truth, it like helps. It's good, you know what I mean? And I've like pushed myself out of my boundaries more to have friends for Malibu and stuff. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good, and as a mom, that's going to continue to shape things well.
All right, we'll leave it there, but I just think it's incredibly ironic to sit opposite Trisha Paytas, who's been done so wrong by Colleen, again, taking myself completely out of this, and just lying to her. And I'm so glad she's pushing back on it, and I'm so glad that Dustin clocked that clip. And it's like this back and forth with me and Daniel started whenever I originally watched his Escape the Night Gabby Hanna expose, and I made my jokes. I'll put my hand up and I say I'll make my jokes. But what I continue to double down on is how I think that was one of the best exposed videos ever. But then if he's going to start lying about things that I gave him compliments for in that video, even though he said about the Colleen thing, like, that's fair enough. You know, it's a product of its time. But then if you're going to change your opinion on that, then I can't stand by defending you for the Escape the Night video, because you're changing it now based on who you're talking to or about. And it's just really pathetic to sit down and be like, I've never had one-on-ones with these people, or, you know, I was just brought along because they were my boyfriend's friends, as a way of getting out of having to address that you associated with bad people. And you're also telling me that Joey Graceffa and Daniel Preda didn't talk shit about people the same way Colleen did? Pfft, please. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. And I'm glad that it seemingly looked like Trisha saw through it, and that you know, she kept it going for the podcast, but she definitely didn't believe him, in my opinion. And I just think it's pathetic. I really do think it's pathetic. So Daniel, if you want to talk about anything I said in this video, my email is open. Feel free to reach out. It has always and will always be open. It's on my Instagram description if you want to email me. So to everyone else, thank you so much for watching the video. Daniel, if you want to let me know, the email is down below. All right, I will see you on my next one, and goodbye.